If you'd like to be our next guest on Enta Asks, just click the link below.
Hope you enjoy the episode.
Hello and welcome to Enta Asks. I'm Adam Kolozetti.
And I'm Katelyn Bullock, co-founders of Enta Solutions. And today, who do we have, Adam?
We are so excited to have Mickey Pendergast on our show with us. Welcome, Mickey.
Thanks very much. Happy to be here.
You know, companies might argue, well, we have a CFO, we have accountants, like we're looking at this stuff, that's their job. You know, why do we need you, right?
It's a great question. Yeah. No, it's a great question.
Why do we need you, Mickey?
That's a great question. I get asked that all the time. No, it's a great question. And companies do take care of this. They do look at it. They have a controller that manages this. And most of them are doing a very good job. But they only have so much leverage. If you have a company with 100 employees and you have a controller who's got a million things to do, they maybe can get good market rates for the size of business that they've got. But we can, over 90% of the time, we can do better than that. So I love actually talking to companies that are taking care of it, because at least they know this is an important part of their business. And then we find ways to dig a little deeper and scrape a little more out for them. And because of our business model, it's found money. If we find you something, we split it for a while. If we don't find you anything, then it's good. You know that everything's perfect. You've done as well as you can, but that's not normally the case.
So like a credit card company, for example, if they see me coming, they know I'm just a customer. They're going to give me whatever rate they decide. But if they see Schooley Mitchell coming, they know that you know the spread of rates across the industry and that you're coming loaded with a lot of information and knowledge. So they have to give you a better rate.
Yeah, the information is really our sort of our secret sauce. We've got a database of over 22,000 clients. So when I get a new client on board, we'll sort of benchmark their program against our database, and we'll understand where the opportunities are. We might have 50 or 100 or 1,000 clients that look kind of like them, and these vendors all come to us looking for access to our clients and our new prospects, and they give us great pricing because they know that we bring lots of opportunities, for one thing. And they also know that we know, to your point. If we did cook the deal for somebody last week or last month, it's hard for them to say, oh no, those rates aren't available for your new guy, because we know they are. So
I always get that. I get that with my phone plans all the time. Oh, that was last week's deal.
Yeah. No, and that's so they don't always love getting a phone call from us if it's about their existing client, because they know they're about to lose some margin. But they also know that maybe next week we'll be calling them with a new opportunity for another prospect. But most of the time, to be honest, over 80% of the time, our clients don't even have to change vendors to get this deal. So we're not trying to get people to switch. We're just looking for ways to optimize and access the best pricing. So we always bring the best offer we can get from their incumbent, because it's the least disruption to their business. It's the least difficult way. Least disruption, I guess. So
I like that, because change hurts. Change hurts, and whether it can it costs money because it takes time, it's frustration, there's kinks you got to work out. So I like that you factor that in, right? Because
we always bring that as an option, because everyone's tried to change phone companies or change credit card companies, and it can be a pain. There's work to do and forms to fill out and disruption, and there's usually a few bumps in the road, that sort of thing. So sometimes that's still the best course of action, because the savings are the best. But we always bring the option to stay with your incumbent and just sort of piggyback on the rates that we have access to that aren't being offered on the street. So.
Oh, it's good. The juice has to be worth the squeeze, right?
Yeah, I never saw it that way, but yeah, it sounds right.
And if you do decide to change companies, do you guys help facilitate that process?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's a few signatures and stuff that we can't do, obviously, but whether it's just a re-rate with your existing provider or whether it's actually a change of vendor, we manage that implementation.
Right.
And then sort of the big upside that our clients like is we work together for a period of time after that new implementation to do ongoing monitoring to make sure that the deal that we arranged stays in place for the length of our engagement. Because I think we've all experienced that, where you phone a screen with the telephone company, and they give you a better rate, and then you notice 6 months later or 12 months later, hey, I'm paying the same thing I used to pay. So we take that on and imagine if you had 100 cell phones in your company or 10 locations with landlines and internet and everything else. So we run that through our software on a monthly basis, produce a report and say, yep, everything is just like we arranged, it's all good. Or if we find there was an increase in the rate, or the credit card company tweaked one of the card types to bump up the percentage they're taking, our software catches that. The analyst contacts the vendor and says, hey, you've got an unauthorized increase here. Put that money back in my client's account. And then we let you know in the next month's report that we caught that, and there'll be a credit coming for you. So that's the ongoing monitoring, takes that headache off the clients. They don't have to have their staff grinding through the courier bills or the credit card statements or whatever. Because typically, like I said, it's not the funnest part of their job, and they don't get to it. Like, it's like, oh, well, it's just the credit card company took their pound of flesh, and it is what it is. But it's not, right? It doesn't have to be.
Don't accept status quo.
That's right. Make a difference.
I love it. I hope you enjoyed that episode as much as we did. So remember, if you know somebody who should be our guest on our next show, just click the link below.
Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe so that you'll never miss an episode.